Good evening, everyone. Let me just say it that way. How is everybody?
We're doing great. We've got people in the studio with us.
We do. We have guests, and we've got a debut guest. Never been on a podcast before.
Like ever.
Welcome.
Never.
Yeah, never.
Awesome. So, hi, Jake.
What's up, Ham?
Hi, Soraya.
Hello.
I made the mistake of making eye contact with Ham after the clackerboard sound,
Right.
and his
And I
face was
about
getting
lost
a
it.
little red, and I was like, "Oh, damn!"
Yeah. It's always good times to have guests.
Well, we had so much fun last time. I mean, this was like it was like
always.
my favorite episode like that we've ever done was with Jake and Bob here, and I was like, because I cried. I mean, I was literally crying. I was laughing so hard. So yeah, it was awesome.
I had some tears rolling too.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
I think
Especially,
your tears though were like in the editing room, weren't they? No,
It was a little tough to edit. I'll admit. Yeah.
well, I mean, we did like 4 hours worth of podcasts that day. It was kind of crazy, man.
it was like a marathon.
It really was.
Yeah. It was tough. It was tough to edit. Not for content, just for the duration. Yeah, because it was a lot of recording.
Yeah, that was a huge amount of data.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
why we figured we would just split ours up into 2 different parts,
Right.
just to make it easier on everybody. Plus, since we had it in 2 different fashions, it was, somewhat structured, like with what you guys do, and then it was the card games. So
Cool.
Right.
we figured it made sense just splitting it up that way. But
Yep.
Right. So we have no card games this time.
No.
nope,
And
no
I don't
card
have
game.
no super fight. I know it sucks, right?
Oh, darn.
If she was to play with anybody, it would probably be with you guys. She
Oh,
is
okay.
your favorite fan.
I
So
know.
Awesome. Yay.
Yeah.
Listen to more
See.
of your podcast than I have his.
I'm flattered. I'm just going to say.
Yeah.
And like I've heard from him, he's like, yeah, she won't even listen to ours.
no, she won't. She won't. She has to listen to us enough at like Thanksgiving and different family get-togethers. So she's like, why do I want to listen to even more of that? So, yeah.
Well, thank you guys for coming in.
Yeah,
Yes,
thanks for having
appreciate
us,
it.
bro.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. So what's going on in everybody's lives? Because I have been like working on the house and all kinds of craziness going on, but like I've been out of touch with everyone for so long. So let's just go around table. Like what's everybody doing? What's everybody been up to?
Well, I gotta say, I have had a first experience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Last
No,
night
okay.
even.
Yeah.
Bradley.
Bradley.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. It was Charles. His name was Charles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Charles E. Cheese. I did for the first time ever. I went to a Chuck E. Cheese.
That's-
I'd never been to one before. I went
I've
last
been
night.
to one time, and that's it. That was up in Lexington.
Yeah,
I've never been, so
I had so much fun.
that's cool.
I'm not gonna lie. Everybody talks about how horrible the place is and how bad the food was. Was it great pizza? No. But it was decent. It wasn't the worst pizza I've ever had. That honor still belongs to Gaddy's.
Yeah.
But
Good old
My nephew
Mr.
loves that
Gaddy's.
place.
yeah,
Yep.
I can't do. It's their crust.
It's so
It's just.
thin.
I don't know. It's like cardboard to me.
I love their dessert pizza though, the
Yes.
one with the chocolate pudding and
Yes.
then the
Oh,
crumble on top.
That one's good.
That's good, but their normal pizza, the crust.
Oh
just,
yeah, no.
I just can't do it. But what blew me away was the way the arcade games work.
Okay.
So you get a little credit card looking thing, and you buy that from the register, from the person at the register, and they give you this little card. It's got an RFID chip in it, and all of the arcade cabinets have like a little tap thing on
Kind
them.
of
and
like
you
Dave
just,
and Buster's.
I don't know. I've never been to David
okay.
Buster's.
Yeah, they actually started. There's one in Salt Lake now, and that's kind of
Okay.
what they use is doing the whole RFID on like what looks like a debit card,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. And so you
Cool.
just tap the little card, but you don't buy credits, right? You buy time. So we had an hour of all you can play. So I was just running around with the card like credit for you, credit for you, credit for you, credit for you, credit for you. Hey kid, come here, take a credit.
You get a credit. You get a credit.
Yeah, I felt like Oprah Winfrey.
All
I'm
of
not-
Chuck E. Cheese gets a credit.
so yeah, I was running around like tapping, giving credits, and we were playing all the games. And then they've got some of the old like I don't know what you call them, pusher games.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, like the
pushing coins.
Yeah, and they fall off the ledge, and then you get tickets. Well,
Supposedly.
no, it does. It works. So, but the way they work is when you swipe the card, it spits a token out, and then you take the token and put it in the pusher. So every time you swipe the card, it gives you a token. But you get 60 minutes or however much time you paid for. You can pay for different allotments of time. But, oh, my God, it was so much fun.
That's
like
cool.
I had a blast just running around playing like the Goofy
yeah,
arcade
dude, that's
games,
awesome.
getting the tickets. It was a lot of fun.
That sounds
that's
way
what's been
better
going
than
on with me.
Gaddy's. Because Gaddy's games were never all of that. It was more like, oh, hey, they've got movies playing in different rooms.
Yeah.
That was the only allure of Gaddy's.
Well, and Gaddy's, I mean, at least the last time I was there, you had to buy tokens. And then it's like 4 tokens for $1. And then you play one game for $1, and then that's it. And this was like, I want to say it was like $20 for an hour or $25 for an hour.
That's not bad with like unlimited credits.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you could play as many as you want. You just pow, 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 pow. Let's go. Go, 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 go.
cool.
Give me tickets. I had like all 5 skee ball machines going at one time, and like, like we were all just like, skee ball.
So I may have done that from time to time on Monday nights at Fun Tunnel because nobody would ever show up on Monday nights.
Right.
And so that's whenever I would have my friends come in. And Omar was just always like, whatever, guys, you know, if we were
Right.
working together.
Right.
But I would turn on specific machines and I'd turn them on free play. And I was like, whoever comes in, it's fine. No big deal.
Right.
Because while they check that, the one that could really get you in trouble is there's a counter on the operating system that whenever you would do like a free token, it would count that. And so the manager, he would keep track of those numbers like every other day, something like that. He would check, and then he would check logs to see if there were anything lost, like any lost quarters. And if he saw something outrageous, like one time whenever I, use like $20 worth of free tokens on the Dark Portal game or Gauntlet Dark Portal, that stuff
He was
stands
like,
out a little bit.
yeah, this is not cool.
Yeah, pretty much.
So my grandparents owned a pool hall when I was a kid, and I did not know how the coin ops worked in the, like I knew they didn't own them,
Right.
but they were there, and we had the keys to them.
Oh, so you just pull and pop
so
it back in.
I would open the little coin op door and just flick the little quarter thing in the back and rack up like 30 credits and then close the door and lock it, and then I would play the game.
Yeah.
Double Dragon. Like we play old school Double Dragon cabinet.
I love
And,
Double Dragon, dude.
Oh my gosh,
So then-
I did that like every day one summer. And
So
then,
when people came in to actually collect the money, they were like,
Yeah.
yeah, you owe us like $500.
Yeah. I didn't know that had to come out of somebody's pocket.
Wow.
Like I just thought it was free. I was like, well, we got the key. I ain't hurting nobody.
I did something similar as a kid, except it was for the He-Man 900 number back in the day. So I called from my granny's telephone. I called it one day, and it was something like 5-7 minutes long, like this whole message of He-Man talking to you, which I thought was the coolest thing ever. And they get their phone bill and they see it's like an $800 phone bill, and they see all of these calls to this 900 number. And so they like to say that they asked me why I called it so many times, and it was because He-Man told me to call him back. Because at the end of the message, it'd be like,
make sure you call back.
Yeah, make sure you call back. So I would call He-Man back.
You gotta do what He-Man says.
That's
Exactly.
right.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
You guys.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Dude. I would, though. There was.
I didn't know any better.
So the NBA on NBC game, which was basically like NBA Jam, that
He's
game,
on fire, baby.
yeah, buddy. You could turn that onto free play, and NFL Blitz you could turn on to free play. So I would just turn those games on free play, and then we would have like little mini tournaments amongst like my group of friends that would be in there.
That's cool. Now, so free play though, it wouldn't rack up anything on that. So,
Nope.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, there was very few games there at Fun Tunnel that actually had that. Most of them used the token system, but yeah,
Right.
That's cool.
So much fun, man.
That is cool.
Monday nights were the time to do it, though. So few people in the. Well, I'm
Right.
sure there's nobody in the mall like
Oh yeah, that
any
place
day
is
of the
ghost
week
town.
this time. But
Yeah.
Yeah, anymore it's dead. I don't even think they have an arcade in the mall anymore.
Yeah, it's still
do they?
there. It's not called Fun Tunnel now, but it's still there.
No, but it's not like man though, right? Like there's not anybody.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone there.
Like, I don't
I
think-
think it's just a coin machine.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
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 Because I knew Omar worked there. The guy that I remember working there though was Dave Grizauskas. Do you remember him? Did you ever know Grizauskas?
Yeah, I know Grizauskas.
You know Grizauskas?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
When did he work there?
Oh God, I don't know. It was back in the 90s.
Okay, yeah, no.
So yeah, he was the one guy that I knew that worked there. But yeah,
Yeah,
He's
no,
real tall,
Real
skinny,
long hair.
got real long black hair.
yeah.
I don't remember. Because I started there in October of 2000.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So you were there like right after those guys then.
Yeah.
Right after him. Yep.
Yeah, it was just as Omar was. He was just getting ready to open up Performance PC.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
a minute
because he was
ago.
working on the business cards and the logo, and I remember him showing me that, and he's like, "Hey, how does this look?" And and that sort of thing. So,
Yeah. we
has
did that
been a
for
day
years.
ago. Yeah.
yep.
Well,
times.
speaking of games
Yeah.
and gaming type stuff, so do you guys remember this internet thing like a long time ago on your phone, like an app on your phone, like 10, 12 years ago called Foursquare?
Wait. There was apps on phones 10 or 12 years ago.
Well, whatever. Maybe. Yeah, it's about 10 years ago, right?
If you remember correctly,
Probably around it,
more
yeah.
devoted listeners might remember that I actually mentioned Foursquare on the podcast that me and Bob were on last year.
I don't remember.
Well,
Because
don't
I mentioned
remember
that I was mayor of the Old Navy in Hamburg.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yes, I do
yeah.
remember
Okay,
that.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it was funny whenever you mentioned this as a possible topic, and I'm like, well,
Yeah, I totally planned it that
Yes.
way.
you're like, I know all of our episodes minute by minute.
No, I wish. You're probably more familiar with the podcast than I am. I do listen to them. I will go back and listen to them again, but
Right.
not that much.
I was going to say, the one that I listened to the most was the one that we were on.
Right
I can't tell you how many times in the past year I've listened to it. Somewhere between 5 to 10 times, easy.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
awesome. That is
Yeah.
awesome.
Keep,
I've
those
watched it probably. I've
listens
listened
up
to
higher.
it probably 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, and I cry every time because
Yep,
every time I
same.
listen to it, I'm like, oh my God, that was such fun.
and I get flashed back easily. So anyway, not to derail like a la Bob here, but
That's fine.
but it is. It's like as soon as I listen to it, I can still see the whole setup
Yeah.
and us in tears, and I love it. It's so great.
Well, and this is a little different setup now.
Yeah, slightly different.
Yeah.
Looks good
Not
though,
much.
man. Yeah.
Thank you. It takes up less space when we're not recording. So I like that better.
Yeah, instead of having the table like right there, kind of
Yeah.
more in the middle of the room.
Yeah, and this all folds down when we're not using it. So it's like right up against the wall.
dude, people can't see what we're talking about.
This is an audio medium,
What?
Jake.
Oh, my bad.
Nobody can see you, Jake.
Now we're gonna have to post pictures, explain what's happening here.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. Figure 1, 2. But
Anyway,
so,
Foursquare.
Yeah, Foursquare, a long time ago, right? You remember you would check in somewhere, and if you checked in more than anybody else checked into that same location, then you would become mayor
Yeah,
of
you
that
were
place.
awarded titles. Yep.
Right. So that just kind of disappeared, right? I mean,
Yeah,
From-
no, it kind of did. I mean, I used to use it a lot, especially like 2011, 2012. Whenever we started dating, she
okay.
always...
See, that's 8 years ago. I wasn't that far off.
Okay.
She would always bust my balls because I checked in like everywhere we went to up until
Everywhere.
like
Right.
We couldn't go anywhere
2013.
without
She's
them
like,
checking in.
I would pull out my phone. She's like, "Oh, are you checking us in?"
Of course, you have to check in. That's how
See,
you get to be
here's the
married.
thing, I didn't use it at all. Like I knew it was there, but that was one of those things. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I don't want people to know where I'm at and track where I've been.
Well, and once Facebook bought Foursquare, I was like, well, what's the point in checking in Foursquare? I'll just check in on Facebook. That way everybody knows what I'm doing because I'm out here doing these cool things with, a really cool chick. So I'm going to check us in, right? And she'd be like, oh, I wish you'd stop. And it just happened that I stopped. But as I
like
mentioned,
you say, Facebook took over. So you're like, oh, I'll just check in with Facebook.
And as I mentioned
and
last
I can tag
year,
everyone that's here with me as well.
that plus the Navy, I'm like, oh, I was such an idiot. I know I mentioned that last year too, but I realized that it was really dumb giving your location to everyone, making it accessible to anyone.
Yeah.
Well, there was
It's
a
not
reason
smart.
I hated you checking us in
that's
because
true.
at the time I had just left a job at the Attorney General's office investigating internet crimes.
Yay.
So that was the world I lived in, was tracking people, understanding locations, what people did online. And I was their education specialist. So I went out into the community and did lectures on internet safety and people knowing your location and adults meeting up with children for questionable acts. So that was the world I lived in, and here he was checking us in everywhere we went.
Not
and I'm like,
cool.
You are leaving a path for somebody.
That's right. Talk about breadcrumbs.
Right. It just got under my skin. It was everything I could do not to take his phone and hit him over the head with it.
It's true.
Dang it,
Wow.
what is that guy's name?
Who?
To Catch a Predator.
Oh, Chris Hansen?
Chris Hansen, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Hey, little boy, do you want it?
I need you to have a seat right here, please.
So what,
Wow.
what are you doing with a 12-pack of
What are you doing with a
Zima? What was that drink?
Zima.
Yeah.
Yeah. 12-pack of wine coolers and like a box of Magnum condoms.
Wow.
But yeah, so even though whenever she would explain, that's why she would discuss how internet safety was a big part of that job and everything. And I'm like, man, whatever. I'm an adult. It's not like, nobody's
Right.
out looking for me and wanting to have, nefarious acts with me since I'm a grown person, So I just didn't think anything about it. And it just drove her nuts, though.
But still, that data is out there, and it can be mined by anyone that has access to this. So, I mean, that's the scary part of all of that, the whole checking in and tracking you. I mean, not only does it tell people when you are home or not home, but it tells them like what is your path and where are you going, and it's really, really, really spooky.
And don't even forget that Google Maps
Right.
on my phone, when it knows whenever I park, because of course it can tell I'm no longer moving.
Right.
And I'll get an alert on my phone that says your parking spot has been updated to
Yeah.
remind me where my car is.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
really handy. That's how we got back to the car when we were doing
Oh, in
our road
Vegas?
trip. Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, as a woman, I think I was a little more hyper aware of the location stuff. And he was like, screw this, who's looking for me? And I'm like, somebody knows where I go to dinner. Somebody knows,
Right.
what
Yeah.
places I frequent. And he, he's just completely oblivious.
He's
but
like,
as a
"Who
woman,
cares? Who knows what I'm
Nonsense.
doing?"
that's something that I
We're
was
never oblivious.
hyper aware of.
She
And-
knows she's.
Now he knows.
Yep.
Well, but from that perspective, that's as a guy, that's something that I really don't think about, honestly.
What, as far as like just the
Well, like Jake was saying, like, who cares if somebody knows where I'm at? What who cares? And as a guy, I don't really give that much consideration as for like my physical safety. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But then
See, now,
it's just a thought process that doesn't really cross our minds as much, I think.
See, now I didn't think necessarily so much. I don't think so much about it as far as my personal safety, but it's like alerting people to when I'm away from my stuff. So, like my house or whatever. Oh, I'm checked in at Olive Garden in Richmond. You're not home, dude.
Yeah.
I can go and get in your stuff.
Which is that actually more than anything is why I've calmed down on it since we've become homeowners.
Right.
That's whenever I've kind of calmed down on it more because I'm like, I don't want people to know when we're gone.
Right.
Right.
And I mean, I don't care a bit to like review after I get back home. Oh, yeah, Olive Garden was great.
Exactly.
But once, while I'm gone, there's no way I'm checking in. No
Right
way
on.
whatsoever.
Yeah. I did it a lot whenever we were renting like a basement apartment, and then whenever I was living with Mom, But it seemed like once we bought our house, that's whenever I kind of stopped.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Well, I mean, you become more aware, and that, and the fact that that's yours now.
Yep.
Like you are the guy that's like, okay, I've got to make sure this is secure.
Yep.
So
Pretty much.
yeah.
But I still feel that way. I'm still like, nobody's going to be, I don't know. The
Nobody looking
Navy
for me.
has made me slightly paranoid because even walking through like an airport or somewhere crowded, I can feel my eyes bouncing around more.
I mean, that's just awareness.
Yeah, they're
You're
like, you
trained
got to
now
have
to be aware.
situational awareness. And I was telling Soraya whenever we were getting on the plane from Salt Lake to Detroit that anytime I go through, whenever I book my flights for trainings or anything like that, I actually try to find a seat toward the back of the plane.
Right.
That or over the wing. Those are like the two spots for whatever reason because I know I'm okay with doing the whole exit, you know?
Right.
And if I'm at the exit, I feel like I could help get people out and that sort of thing.
I always want to be by the emergency exit too. That way, if something goes wrong, I can get the hell out.
See, mine's the opposite. Mine's the hero complex, not so much the
His is the fight. Yours is the flight.
this is the
Exactly,
GTFO.
I'm by the door. See you.
But it is, I mean, because I feel like from the back of the plane, like, even if stuff started to go sideways, right, with another passenger, it gives you that, you know, even if it's an extra 2 seconds, that extra 2 seconds could be a big deal.
Right.
And I'm not saying I'm like, you know, wee willy badass or anything, but at the same time, having time to formulate, like being able to grab a can to throw at somebody even to distract them for that extra 2 seconds, having that time is a big deal.
Right. Right. But now here's something too. Okay, so like when we're talking about the tracking and all that kind of stuff,
Right.
I mean, was it not in the news? And maybe we talked about it on here where we had like there was people wearing like smartwatches and things like that. That was like. I don't want to say giving away, but they were marking places like that were supposed to be secretive. And like the government was like, oh yeah, by the way, we now can see this big like complex that shouldn't be there, quote unquote, because your smartwatch just tracked your location as you walked
they're
all
not
over this
supposed to
base.
have that period.
Yeah,
like anytime you're in a skiff or any sort of secured environment like that, that's why you can't have your phone or a smartwatch
because it tracks your location.
Yeah. Well, they didn't know at the time. Like
it was not something they were really necessarily aware of.
There were military personnel like deployed in the field that they had a field base, and where all the soldiers would go out for like training running just to keep their cardio up and stuff. It was like this oval track out there, and everybody was uploading, you know, and then you could look at the data for the area and go, wow, there's like 200 people just running in an oval out here in the middle of the desert for some reason.
When I was in boot camp was whenever Pokemon Go
it was around that
really took off. And so I get from boot camp and I get to Pensacola, which where I was at with Corey Station, technically you could just Google it and you could see pictures, but that's beside the point, you know, because the name of the command is Information Warfare Training Command. Corey Station. And it's like you've got people, there are compounds on base that you have to have key cards to get in. So you have these people playing Pokemon Go and
key card lockdown places.
Yeah. Well, not just that, but even outside, like they're basically they find a Pokemon that's right outside the gate, and that's still information that's then being uploaded that somebody can then see, oh, is there a guard there? If somebody was walking out and they forgot to take their badge off and put it in their pocket, all of a sudden you've got information.
Exactly. And see, that's the crazy stuff. That's the kind of stuff that gets mined in all of this checking in and these interactive games that we use our environment. It's crazy how much data we're just spilling out there for anybody to grab a hold of.
Yep.
And that's part of what I'm talking about. So, but, you know, Foursquare was a big thing, and then it just disappeared, right?
Got bought by Facebook, and Facebook just utilized their own check-in and location services.
Well, I don't think Facebook bought them.
They did. I'm pretty sure they did.
I don't think they did. Given the article I'm reading right here, it doesn't sound like they did.
I thought they did.
But Facebook, and that's what these big companies do. That's what Facebook did. That's what Facebook did with Instagram. They bought Instagram. Instagram used to be totally different.
Right.
Yep. Facebook bought it and said, we're going to make it exactly like Snapchat.
Yep.
and then everybody's going to use Instagram instead of Snapchat. And I think
Which is
Facebook
semi-worked.
I think Facebook tried to buy Foursquare, but they wouldn't sell.
Maybe that's
and
what it
so they
was.
just implemented their own check-in type system.
Well, they also
But-
bought WhatsApp, if I'm
Yep.
not mistaken.
Yeah, WhatsApp.
Oh, yeah.
And they're trying to. Facebook is like its whole other just. That's like a 4-hour rant right there.
Yeah, seriously.
But Foursquare disappeared a long time ago. I never hear of anybody checking in with Foursquare or being a mayor of anything anymore. And so it just kind of faded out of memory. I just assumed it was one of those things that
It was
Facebook.
It was GeoCities. It basically went.
Yeah, well,
into
pretty much.
I assumed
into the ether.
that Facebook implemented their check-in system, and so nobody needed Foursquare to do that anymore.
Yep.
So it just kind of faded away.
Which is
right?
why I just use Facebook more.
Yeah,
One less
exactly.
app on my phone.
Precisely.
Remember,
yeah.
it was only like 8 gig hard drives back then
Yeah.
on those original smartphones.
yeah.
So it came out in the news recently that no, that is an incorrect assumption. Foursquare is only rivaled by Facebook and Google when it comes to location data.
Okay, so that's kind of a scary thought for
Right.
something that we are like just dropped off the radar.
Yeah. So what you don't know, and this ties in a little bit to Facebook in
always
another
does.
way. Well,
It always does.
Everything
Not,
always does.
not Foursquare, but just there's a lot of similarities here with how this works. So you go in and you tweet something, and you've got geotagging turned on Twitter. Mm-hmm. That uses Foursquare. You want to pick an Uber. You want to get an Uber to pick you up. That uses Foursquare's back end system
Really?
to find your location, to tell you where
Interesting.
your Uber is. You use Apple Maps for navigation. When Apple Maps determines your current location, it uses Foursquare's back end system to find your location.
So they've become
When
like
you book an Airbnb, when you use WeChat, if you have geotagging turned on a Samsung phone, that all uses Foursquare's back end system to find locations.
So they're
it's
kind of
it's
like
like
a
an
shadow broker.
Yeah, like an umbrella over all of these apps that go, okay, we've got all of this and it's using this data.
Exactly.
Wow.
Because Foursquare got out ahead of the curve. Everybody was checking in everywhere, so they could find, okay, well, that's Walmart, that's this, that's that, that's this place, that's Old Navy, this is where this is. We can identify, and I wasn't really familiar until I started researching a lot of this. It's not just latitude, longitude coordinates. They can identify the cell towers that you're connected to. They use those for triangulation. They know the surrounding Wi-Fi networks. So
Damn.
all that stuff, when you check in on Foursquare, it reads the signal strength from the surrounding Wi-Fi networks, the signal strength from all of the surrounding cellular antennas. It reads GPS. It actually reads your actual GPS coordinates. But it checks Wi-Fi networks, Bluetooth connections. They know what Bluetooth connections are around you.
Scary.
They know all this stuff, and that's how
That's
they determine.
crazy, dude.
That's how they did. Like if you're in a mall, that's how they know the difference between like JCPenney's and Abercrombie and Fitch, because
True.
they know if you're in Abercrombie and Fitch, your Wi-Fi connection is going to be stronger to that Wi-Fi network than if you're at JCPenney's. Even though the GPS coordinates are going to be, and the cellular and all that
So
stuff is going to
close
be
to
so
slightly
close.
negligible. Yeah.
Yeah, but they know using the Wi-Fi connections, they can determine, okay, well, he's at this store, not that store. So it's insane the granular level of detail that they have on this kind of stuff. And it came out when this lady from Wired was talking to him, because Foursquare announced this new big thing that they're promoting at one of the big conferences, South by Southwest or something like that, recently. And so this lady was talking to one of the developers of that software.
Isn't PAX going on right now?
This announcement was about a
okay.
month ago.
Oh, okay.
I'm behind. It takes me a while to catch up to things. I live in Kentucky. News filters in slowly. But
You gotta
basically,
filter out everything that has MAGA in it. That way you
Right,
can get
yeah,
to
yeah.
current news. News
but-
that matters.
Something that doesn't have the tag fake in front of it.
the lady that did this interview was talking to one of the developers, and Foursquare itself And this is the way this happens a lot these days is with these apps and these big tech companies. They have this stuff and they think it's fine and they don't see anything wrong with it. But this guy's talking to this reporter and he's like, "Oh yeah, we've in our lab, our development team, we've got this game that we play. It's kind of like Candyland, but it's with anonymized user data." And so what they'll do is they'll look and like he pulls up his phone and he's like, because he's got full God mode access. And Uber had the same thing. You may have heard about a while back. Uber got in trouble for God mode.
No, I didn't
where
hear about
Uber,
that.
if you had Uber on your phone, they were only supposed to track your location while you were waiting for the car and
Right.
while you were in the car on the ride.
Supposed to.
But
Let me
they
take a look at my apps real quick.
I was gonna say I don't have Uber on my phone right now.
Oh, crap, I do.
Uber didn't do that. Uber would constantly 24/7 monitor your device's location, even though they weren't supposed to. They got in big trouble for that, and they've turned it off. You're fine to have Uber on your phone now.
Thank you.
But Foursquare has a similar thing. Even though there's no Foursquare app anymore, they have so much data from all these other apps that use their backend. They can look at this guy and they know this guy. They don't know.
I'm a generic number
They
to
don't,
them.
yeah, they don't know you're Jeremy, but they know, okay, here's user 1213 Charlie Delta, whatever. And they're like, that's this guy. Now we know that he's in this building every day between these hours. When he leaves there, he goes to this building every day. So my Candyland is I need to get from here to here. So I'm going to pick him because I know he's going that many miles southeast when he leaves here. And they know that user goes from this building to that building, and that's the direction that they need to move their piece in the game. So they pick you and they wait. And then when you move that way, they make their progress. And this is a game that the devs play with real user data.
That's insane.
Well, I'm kind of more the fact that they are still a company by essentially selling off.
Right.
There's that information, even though they're selling their services, but part of that services is having that information.
Is mining that data.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so
I know
Okay,
this
so
is going to
let's-
make
okay.
Soraya happy, but you were right.
You're welcome.
okay, so I know. Okay, so they're using the developers are doing this, and what are they using all this data for? So like it's all out there, and all of these apps are using that GPS location, and I can see where that would be one of those things where like, okay, we know that this person is in this area. Are they using it for like specific ads? Are they targeting people like saying, okay, well we know that they're in the mall, so we're going to throw the Abercrombie ad because that's the direction they're walking, or what?
They can use it to serve ads, but the service that they were announcing, the new big thing that they were announcing, I can't remember the name of it, but it was something like Swarm or something like that. I can't remember the exact name, but what their premise is they can look at urban areas and they can tell you where the trendy hotspots are.
Oh, yeah.
By the number of users that are going there, and they can say, hey, you might want to go over here. There's a bunch of people down there. You might want to go check it out. This is the new it bar, and they could just announce that to the users of this app.
You know what image gets pulled up in my mind? Have any of you guys seen Ralph Breaks the Internet?
No.
I fell asleep.
You fell asleep?
I started watching it, but I fell asleep.
I keep seeing, in my mind, I'm seeing the whole movie because that's kind of what the whole thing is about. All like the users and the data and all the stuff whenever he goes in the internet, all of this stuff that is just there. Mm-hmm. And trending and, what's hot right now and where do people go and what do they use? And it's insane. That's crazy.
But it begs all these questions, right? Like, okay, so Foursquare has all this data.
Right.
Well, how secure is that?
How secure is it?
Look at
Who has access to it?
Right. Look at Cambridge
Who have
Analytica.
they sold it to?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, look at Cambridge
Analytica.
Analytica. Like, look what happened there with Facebook. All that data got to Cambridge, and then Facebook had no control over it anymore, even though, the TOS says that they're not supposed to do anything with it, but Cambridge turned around and sold it to political ads.
But if there's information out there, that's valuable to people.
Oh, yeah.
That's valuable to not just companies, but that's valuable to governments. That's valuable to, that's a big deal.
That's the new oil right
Yeah.
now. That's
Yeah.
user data.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
User
and it
data
still
is-
becomes, and it still stays in the whole who watches the Watchmen
Right.
purview. Like everything, like you have all of this massive amount, right? The great thing about the internet is that it's not regulated like so many other
Right.
industries.
Unless you live in China.
But right.
Yeah.
But that's
There
also
are
the
restrictive
bad
places.
thing. That's also the bad thing about the internet is that there are no restrictions in
Yeah,
place.
there are no bump guards.
Yeah.
So should there
It's
be?
like a capitalistic like paradise.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Should if
exactly.
I mean,
really, I mean, honestly, should
Yeah.
there be? That is a huge question, and that's the question that constantly gets asked.
that's my question here is like, okay, Foursquare completely gone out of the public consciousness.
but still
But
operating.
still able to use all of that information
All the data that they
collected
have
over 1 to 4 years.
and that's what really bugs me about it is, okay, say you find it handy that you got a Samsung phone, and when you take pictures, it auto tags the geolocation for you, so that way you know where the picture was taken. Okay, that's great. Nowhere in there. I mean, okay, yes, it's probably on page 732, subsection 12, header C, that we send this data to Foursquare, but it to me it should be okay. I'm using a Samsung app.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I
So
know
it-
that it's
so-
there, and I knew that it did this, but like to know now, like the level of a Big Brother looking in on me.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, to me, it should say plainly, Samsung uses Foursquare, so your data will be sent to Foursquare. And there's a lot of things that do this now. And I guess that's the broader topic that I'm trying to broach. But for example, there's an app, and I cannot remember the name of the app, but it's an app for women. They use it to track their menstrual cycle. It's used for women who are struggling to conceive. So this is very personal, private information. The app is from some third-party company. I can't remember the name of it now, but they tapped into some of Facebook's API to process their code, to do their calculations, to tell the women when the most optimal time for conception is. So since they're using Facebook API, Facebook has full access to this data, which they have then turned very simply backtracked to the device because they know the device ID. Now they know who that woman is. Now they know when she's on her
Targeted
menstrual
ads
cycle,
and-
targeted ads for feminine products at the right time. And it's just like nowhere, and maybe it does say in there somewhere, but the people that are using these apps are not informed that your data is going to Facebook.
Hey,
And some
that's-
of these people,
I
people,
guarantee you, it's in that little. Do you agree to the terms and
yeah, it
conditions?
might be in there.
things.
It might be in there somewhere. But I'm saying, like, to me,
They don't
this
make
needs
it
to be
apparent.
plain.
No. Yeah.
Well, and I think
Because-
that's why the argument for regulation, that's why it's so difficult. Because while we all are, or those of us who are conscious of this are aware of the downsides, the level of comfort and accessibility and those little things that might make your life just slightly easier, or you find that just right product, because there are people who are delighted by that. It will always be so difficult because there's that comfort level of, hey, I like knowing that this is going to tell me what I need when I need it.
Yeah. The general user, in other words, the average user.
But there's a level of disconnect, I think, when the clues are really there in front of you. I mean, almost any app you get, it gives you the option to sign in with a login, right?
Yeah.
But the first option to sign in is with what?
It's usually
Facebook.
Facebook.
Facebook
Google.
login.
Facebook.
The minute you sign in with your Facebook login, Facebook now has access to that app. So the signs are there. To say we don't
Right.
know that this is happening is a little maybe convenient, because I think the
naive.
signs are there and we just
Yeah.
choose not not to remember that. Oh yeah, I let Facebook sign into this app for me. Therefore, Facebook has access to this app.
Yeah.
That is the case on a lot of stuff. But like this specific app that I'm talking about, it does not use a Facebook login. It doesn't prompt you for a Facebook
just where
login.
the
So something
developers-
too though, when like you're saying though, these people that or the fact that we do allow Facebook to access these things. I wonder though, with the generation that is using these apps now, especially like the younger, I want to say 10-year-old to 25-year-olds, they are so used to being able to allow access. Do they really know what they're giving away?
Exactly.
I mean, it's. I think what like you were saying, it's more naive. They're just like, oh yeah, this is convenient. This is my one go-to thing. So they're just kind of giving it away all.
And then all developers
Well,
have
they're
to
banking
do
on
is-
that.
And they're
They're banking on that.
And then developers just have to wait for us to die off and let them become the majority, and then all of a sudden they don't have to worry about that pushback.
That's just true. I mean, that's just
Fortunately-
really true.
Fortunately, trending numbers indicate that the younger generation of people are very skeptical of Facebook, and they don't use Facebook. And a lot of the people that use some of these apps, like the ones I'm talking about, don't have a Facebook account because they don't trust Facebook.
Okay.
But unbeknownst to them, this app still sends their data to Facebook. Facebook can still build a shadow profile on them, track them, use that information to sell ads when they don't even have a Facebook account. And the same thing with Foursquare. Foursquare knows where you are, how long you were there, what time you leave, your average travel cycles. They can basically predict where you're going to go, even though you don't. Like, how many of you have checked? Jake, you used to use it all the time. When was the last time you checked in somewhere with Foursquare? Specifically with Foursquare.
It probably would have been 2013, maybe 2014.
But I guarantee you they could tell you pretty much everywhere you've been since then.
Oh yeah, now because of maps, because of that functionality,
Right.
I leave location services on. Of course, I actually would leave them off while I was at Corey Station because they're like, hey, keep it off your phone. So whenever I would walk off base, that's whenever I would turn it on. Like whenever we would go to Waffle House or Sonny's or something, I would kick it back on. But while on base, that's the only time I would leave it off. And just because I never know, I know it sounds so bad, but I never know if I'm going to have to look something up. Like if we decide we want to go out to eat somewhere, and, Soraya usually keeps location services turned off on her phone. So she's like, hey, I heard about this place, could you check to see what the times are, or, how far it is from the house, whatever it may be. I like to just keep location services on. Right. Now that's just a fault of my own, but I
wouldn't say it's a fault. It's a convenience. Like you
But
say,
that's-
it's one of those things that they're banking on that you're going to have. Oh, this is convenient, so I can use it.
And I used to be way better at keeping Bluetooth off, but since I have a vehicle that has Bluetooth connectivity and being able to listen to podcasts through my car speakers as opposed to my phone speaker, I tend to leave it on more than have it off. Unfortunately,
same.
Well, you plus
I don't.
you have
my Bluetooth stays
your
off
headset.
like all the time.
Yeah, I've got a Bluetooth headset that I use all the time.
I
'cause
don't.
6 to 7 hours of my average day is behind the wheel.
Yeah,
So,
Ashley does. I don't like.
So I'm talking all the time.
I'll always keep Bluetooth off because it eats my battery.
And I don't know what happened to my Fitbit, but having that connected via Bluetooth,
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think, to me, especially with all the stuff, I mean, just look at the news. Every day there's something coming out about some company somewhere that Yahoo's up to what, like 750 million accounts hacked now. We had the credit bureau that got hacked and lost how many millions of records for United States citizens. One of the big multinational hotel chains just got hacked and lost hundreds of millions
it happens
of
daily.
user data. Facebook, every day there's something with Facebook where data's breached, data's lost. They're mismanaging everything, and so my biggest problem is stuff like this, right? Facebook is just a crappy company. They don't care about their users. They don't try to protect their users. It's easier for them to say, oops, we messed up, we'll fix it, and hope that the public forgets about it than to actually implement stuff. So a lot of people just have a specific problem with Facebook,
But it's a lot of other.
So they remove their account. They delete their account. They don't want to associate with
I'm
Facebook
more afraid
anymore.
of Google than Facebook in the long run.
Probably.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
Because everything you type into Google that you look for.
Yeah.
So just in the last 24 hours, Zuckerberg,
Yep.
you saw that?
Yeah.
Calling for more regulation, internet regulation.
He's trying to save his company.
He
Oh,
is.
yeah,
He is.
because-
And he's saving face by doing this.
And it might
Yeah,
be
but he doesn't
because
mean it.
No, I mean, obviously.
I've taken so many business classes in the past 2 years because I decided to work toward a business admin degree with a emphasis in social media marketing, right? And because of all the classes, I think it's just because I've been like up to my balls in those classes that I'm thinking this way. I would almost bet it's going to be one of two things. Either these companies are completely blind and don't understand how important security is.
Oh, no, they understand. Yeah.
Or they've done their research and have decided that the amount of money that they would pour into security would be more than what it would cost them in potential lawsuit payouts.
Absolutely.
And so they'll only do it when they have to. And at that time, they would just do the bare minimum plus the payout because they'll still come out ahead.
And they're the whole time they're going to be claiming, well, you know, this is not necessarily something we want to do because we want to make sure that users have access to what they need to. We don't want to restrict and blah 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 blah.
Yep.
But especially
really has nothing to do with restricting anyone. It's simply that I mean they don't want to do any
those
of this.
cost
I mean,
analysis. They
especially in the United States. This country, I mean, no offense, I love America. It's great. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. But this country does not look out for its citizens. It looks out for its corporations.
Nope. Once you're born, they don't give a shit. Once while you're in utero, they want to protect you from conception to birth. But once you leave that birth canal, you're on your own.
Well, but I mean, it's just like look at which one was it? It was one of the three big credit agencies. I can't remember.
Well, there's TransUnion,
Equifax.
Equifax
is the one that got hacked.
Equifax, yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody at Equifax lost their job. Nobody faced criminal prosecution. There wasn't even a fine. You know what Equifax got? A fat government contract. That's what they got out of getting hacked. They got a contract from the United States government to help secure the IRS. That's what they got out of getting hacked and losing everybody's records.
Who was the guy? Who was the guy that did the check securities after stealing like bukus of money?
Bernie Madoff?
No. This was like back in the 70s. They did the movie.
The Wolf of Wall Street guy?
No, not the Wolf of Wall Street guy.
Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know the guy's name, but I know
can't
who you're
remember his
talking
name either. But man, he was. I mean, it's one of those things where if someone gets hacked, if you've got somebody like TransUnion or Equifax or something like that, and they've been hacked and they see the issue, that's the person you really want to talk to, though, isn't it? That or the hacker, because you want someone that knows how to get in the back door, so you can secure the back door.
But they don't do anything. Like Equifax was not fined. They were not punished. Look at Wall Street in 2008 with the financial collapse. Not a single person faced any kind of prosecution from wrecking multiple nations' economies.
To me, it's still like there's been a lot of talk about how if those banks would have went under, just how bad the financial situation across the world would end up. But I'm like, was it really worth it? Because there is no return on investment. There's not going to be any. And to me, I still feel like those people, if you have a 9-inch erection over capitalism, then you need to realize that these people were dumb enough to die and that their company should die. In no way should you be saying that they need to be saved.
Right.
And I'm not even that way.
Capitalism.
I just think that they needed to die, if for no other reason than to teach a lesson.
They gambled all their money and lost.
Yeah, and they lost. And you know what? The sad thing is, though, even if they would have let them die, someone else would have came along and eventually done the exact same thing and would have lost, and it just would have been a vicious cycle. Nobody would have learned from it. And nobody's learning from it anyway, But
I mean, it still all goes back to my point. We have no choice. Like, what choice do you have how much data Equifax has on you?
None whatsoever.
But they
Absolutely
get
zero.
hacked. They lose all your information.
Yeah.
What happens to them? Nothing. I could be ruined.
Now here's the thing, though.
I could be ruined.
Let me go and
because-
get some of their data, and see how quick I get thrown in the pen.
But that's what, but I know. But that's what I'm saying. But there's
100%.
nothing. We have no choice as users. You use this app. That app, unbeknownst to you, sends
Has-
data to
yeah.
Facebook, sends data to Foursquare, sends data somewhere else.
Yeah.
Your personal private data that's yours
You
is
do-
just
you do
going to all
realize
these
what
places.
you're doing, right?
You as a
keep-
private citizen
you keep
cannot
building
collect
this-
public information, but a public entity or it's the other way around. A public entity can collect private
private
information.
data. Yeah. So you keep building this whole case for me to just go ahead and unplug from the grid and live like Cody Lundeen, like out in the middle of Arizona.
I mean, he might have the right idea.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just think
Unplugged, you know.
I just think that if the government is not going to do anything to hold these entities responsible for what they do with our data, then at least there should be regulation that states that we have control over where our data goes. I mean,
That's giving way too much power to the user. I mean, it really is. For these companies, they would never do something
As someone
like that.
who used to use all these check-ins, you can't trust the user. Trust me, because I'm like, again, I realize how big of an idiot I was with all of that information, and I was 30 years old and I couldn't have been trusted. Whenever
Right.
I first started using Foursquare, so. You can't, it's the same way with the consumer. You cannot trust a consumer to have common sense.
No.
Okay.
This is true.
But
Absolutely
Because
true.
while I agree, you're also giving the consumer or user too much credit.
I mean, but
And
they-
you're also, again, like we said earlier, the convenience of everything. You cannot give someone this and say, okay, here you can regulate yourself. But when you do that, you give up these conveniences because their convenience will always win out.
Yep.
Always.
Well, I mean, you can't regulate and tell companies they're not allowed to use the APIs from these other companies or send their data there for processing for their convenience. But at least you could make it so that the user has to be informed before you do it. I mean, look at Europe right now. I don't know if any of you have noticed, but like Google on your phone now pops up all the time when you do the voice search. It says, it'll give you a little pop-up box and say, this recording will be sent to Google for processing.
Right.
Europe implemented the law that required that because people didn't understand
That, hey,
That-
I'm giving
that
this
Google
data to
was-
someone.
yeah.
that Google was having that data.
Yeah.
And I mean, if Europe can pass a law that says Google has to tell you it's sending information to Google, then I think somebody should be able to pass a law that says application A is sending your data to Facebook or whatever. They're using a third-party system to process their data.
Again, I think it's there. I honestly, I've not read through those user agreements, and I know it's my fault for
No,
not
no,
doing that. But
yeah.
I'm saying that I'd say that it is there.
Yes, it's buried
Yeah.
in the
It's
legalese
buried,
on
but
page
they-
700 and
they
something.
also
Yes.
kind of do that on purpose. Like
They do.
Just for instance,
They
we
do.
were at Old Navy. What was it, like Friday? Yeah, Friday. So having worked there, I know how their signs work, right? But of course, if you look at a sign, you see 50% off. What you don't see is the buy one, get one above it, right? And so Sarai had mentioned, oh, hey, look, this is 50% off. I was
No,
like,
you got to buy one at full price, and
But
then
it's-
you get one at 50%.
But it's the exact same thing. Like
Right.
on those signs, you can see, the
what you want
first
to.
6 digits of the SKU on those signs because the last 3 are just color codes. So if you look on a sign and look at the tag, like above the SKU to the left-hand side, there's 6 digits. If you look at those 6 digits, they're technically printed on that sign. So that at that point, any employee of Old Navy, such as myself, so wanted to choose, be like, no, actually, it does show this. It's kind of up to you whether or not you do that research.
Right.
I would just do that if the person was an asshole.
That's selective. That's selectively them, promoting these things and
I
showing you what
100%
you want to
agree.
see. Yeah, I
Yep.
mean that's all that is.
Because I always understood where customers were coming from whenever they would say that. But it's also not like the buy one, get one is in small font like the actual SKU number, right?
Right.
It's actually a good size font, but what is bold and what your eyes first see is the percentage.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
drawn
I mean,
to
I
that.
agree. I'm just saying, like, instead of it being buried way down in a user agreement that no one is going to read the entire thing.
So
Or
basically
like have
do-
a highlights, or like a highlight
Or
box.
what about like, or maybe the pop-ups like that come? So does it allow your contacts? Does it give
Exactly.
access to your
Exactly.
location? Does it
Yes.
give access to da da
Yes.
da? This is going to be go to blah blah blah, or
Exactly.
go to blah blah blah.
Yep.
And you have to go through and say, okay, I'm
that's
okay
what
with this.
that's
I'm okay
what
with this.
I
I'm okay
personally
with
would like to see. Just something that
Yeah.
tells me in a pop-up, hey, we're going to send your data. I mean, if Google has to do it to send data to Google, for crying out loud, I think the app that I'm using to track my menstrual cycle should have to tell me that it's sending my personal,
Or you
very
could just
private
send me a text
information.
message because we're still synced.
Okay. Is sending that very private information to Facebook. Just because, there is like an extreme level of distrust in Facebook right now.
Right. And there should be. I mean, my God, it's been crazy.
Yeah. So I was just like that's just a prime example. And like the thing with Foursquare where the devs are playing a game with users, and I mean it's a
Well,
little
I mean,
creepy.
at Walmart, it's not like we were exactly the kindest of people playing games whenever it came to a select portion of society. It's easy to play games like, hey, how many people are we going to see wearing muumuus or pajama pants? And then,
triple digits.
right? You keep a running track.
Depends on what time of month it is that you're playing that
I know,
game.
I know.
I mean,
That's why, I find that amazing. But, if you're playing a game and you're not using it for nefarious reasons, like just on the surface of hearing that they're playing a game, I find it kind of funny. But, what's terrifying is the amount of that information that they have.
Yeah.
Not that they were playing the game. That's
No.
really funny.
Yeah.
It's the how much of that information.
Totally agree. It's not the game that scares me. It's the amount of data that they have.
that allows the game to be played.
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah.
Good talk. Good times.
So, so what do you think about all this being the first time that you're? This
What, the
kinda
podcast?
crazy.
Yeah.
This is kind of crazy, isn't it?
Just like being at home.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, really though.
Except we'd be talking about like chopped contestants or like who we think might be eliminated in guys' grocery games or something crazy like that. That's usually
No, we get into big discussions.
if,
like
if we're
this.
cooking, we'll get into discussions. But
Oh, hey, that's dangerous. You
We
got
don't
knives.
talk like this in general.
Sharp objects in this kind of discussion can be.
yeah. Luckily, I don't think she's been mad enough to stab me. So
Yeah,
far
I
so
would-
You'd
good.
know.
She goes,
Because I'd be
"Oh,
stabbed.
you don't know that."
But I gesticulate when I talk, and if I had a knife in my hand, it might be like, and then what? Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, and I've had to ask her a few times while driving. I'm like, you're kind of not bored, right? Because I'm like, we do great on road trips. Like that's not the issue. But I'm like, surely you're tired of listening to me talk, especially whenever we come out here. And if I'm trying to point out these places that you have no idea what they are and talk about people that you have no idea who they are. And she's like, no, it's fine. Because I was going to let her drive down here. She's like, no, it's okay. I still like looking around and seeing everything. And I was like, all right, because I've seen it plenty. So that's why I don't mind driving. But yeah.
Yeah.
So we can still have discussions. Yeah.
I say we do often.
Yeah.
We've had this discussion about information and privacy.
Well, it was just her berating me for, putting
Why
all
are
that
you doing
information
this?
out.
Why no?
Well, Sarai, for one, am on your side on this topic. Like, you have to be careful what kind of data you're putting
I
out there.
am now on her side of the topic.
Yeah.
It took the Navy, but he's there.
Oh, well,
Yep. It really did. I mean, like part of NDOC there at Corey Station was whenever you go through and you get your security badge and they start talking about like all the different things that, we had to go through a class on internet safety because there are people who do sextortion with like military members. So basically somebody hits you up on Snapchat or Tinder or something. All of a sudden you're Skyping with them and you don't know that they're recording that Skype conversation. And then they turn around and say, hey, if you don't give me $5,000, I'm sending this Skype conversation to your friends and family
Right.
and to the Navy. And so that's how people get hemmed up. A friend of mine from boot camp and in A school, someone tried to hem him up. And he's like, dude, somebody's like trying to do some sextortion on me. I was like, bro, why are you chatting to a chick like over Skype anyway? You know, come on. But I was like, dude, don't even do it. Just call the bluff. And he's like, that's what I plan on doing. He's like, my family has already seen me naked. So what would be the difference? And I'm like, there you go.
And everybody in the Navy has probably seen somebody naked at some point. So,
yup, exactly. I mean, dude, yeah. Even if you just go through maps, man, that whole bend over and spread your cheeks, dude. Man,
TMI, buddy. We didn't do the Navy.
I don't. Yeah, you mandatory prison while you go to the Navy. What the hell?
that's the way it
They
feels,
hit you with
dude.
a fire hose
No,
too?
there's a
What?
doctor. I don't know what they look for, but they're like, hey, grab, bend over and spread your cheeks.
I think they're just seeing how
I'd have to
gullible you are.
I'd like to have to bend over and grab my okay, here you go.
Yeah, it's very
And then
interesting.
I'd be doing push-ups, and then it'd be just not
Are
good.
you sure that was actually the doctor? I'm just
hope
asking.
so. But then again, I have no shame, so I'm like, whatever, dude. If you want to see my bunghole, then that's your choice. And then, of course, you got the peanut butter shots, but they don't make you completely drop trowel these days, so you just pull down your pants to expose your right butt cheek.
Peanut butter shot.
Yeah, so it looks like peanut butter in the vial, but that's like the big, huge shot that they give you in the ass cheek.
For what?
What is in it?
I have no idea, dude. Like, they tell us what's in their
I think
shots.
it's the malaria shot, actually.
Maybe. I don't know. I know the first one they gave me. Like, I
I'm
guess,
afraid now.
I guess at some point
He's going to be chasing down cars and yelling about the Red Skull here in a damn minute. What the hell?
While they were doing the injection, I flexed my glute just right, and it exploded the tube that had the medicine in it.
No.
But they had got enough in there. They're like, so this just exploded. Like the HM behind me was like, it just exploded. They're like, it looks like enough got in there, because I had I had a spot on my web belt from where it all dripped down onto my belt.
No.
Bam, buns of steel, son. Explode.
Steve Rogers over here. The serum's already working. Crank.
Bam. Actually, we had to get 2 of those. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I hate shots, dude. I hate shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they don't bother me.
Whoa. Anyway. Good times. Foursquare.
No, that's it. We're good.
Oh, man. That's funny.
We're good.
Yeah. So that's that.
That's it.
Wow. All right.
No. Really?
We didn't even get
no.
into Aunt Becky. I like it.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that sometime though. Like,
Okay.
yeah, sometime.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
to
I mean-
me, it's no different than just
So,
like...
Was that your suggestion?
What?
No, it was mine.
Oh, okay.
I offered no
Talking
suggestions.
about the whole college scam thing where they were paying.
Yeah, see, I don't really
Yeah. But
But
understand
it was
that.
just like with Edward Snowden. Like, so everybody's spying on us and everybody's surprised. Celebrities are paying for their kids to get into big schools.
That doesn't
Why are we
surprise
all
me. It just-
shocked?
To me, what like I was telling
okay,
you.
okay, hold on.
Okay.
Just okay. So I know she did it. I'm not surprised people do it. What the hell is the big deal? That's what I don't understand. Like, explain to me why I should care.
Because it's recorded. There's a paper trail.
Yeah, but I mean, like, why do I care if she paid
But
$250,000
imagine
to
if
get her kid in
you,
USC?
if
So now-
you had the exact same grades as her daughter and you were up for the exact same schools and especially the same one, let's say USC, because that's
Right.
where Aunt Becky's daughter went,
Right,
right?
yeah.
So
Both of them.
you're up for so there's 2 slots left in this school. You both have the exact same grades. Everything is the exact same.
Or your grades are a little better even.
Or even a little bit better, all right? And
Okay.
she gets in over you.
But I think the problem here was the broker. I mean, everybody knows that getting into college is completely subjective. You know,
Right.
it's
It
a subjective
is.
process by the admissions people, right? It's not like there's some kind of rubric and they're like, this one gets in, this one doesn't. You know, it's
Right.
very subjective based on what
Right.
what they're looking for. The problem here was there was a broker that was making money off of this, not the colleges.
Right.
That's
Oh, I
why
don't think
everybody's
I realized there was a
screaming.
broker.
Is there was a broker that was making money off of all of these people that had an in to get these people
To me,
in.
it just shows the level of
okay.
corruption that goes. I mean, it
Everywhere.
infiltrates everything. everything.
Yeah.
Well, I already knew that. I'm a jaded, cynical bastard anyway. So.
Yeah, but I mean, me too. But I mean, there are some things you think, man, at least these people are working hard to get there. And then you hear crap like, oh, no, we just paid our asses in there. No, it's just not cool. Just not cool.
I mean,
I think that's what a lot of things I come down to. If it's just not cool, it really pisses me off more than something that should really, really piss me off. I'm like, but if it's something where I'm like, dude, that's just not cool. Oh man,
it just
burns
gets under
me
my
up.
skin.
Yeah.
It's not really that it even makes me mad. I think I'm just disappointed in the system. You know.
Yep. Well, but I mean, for $250,000 a piece for 2 kids, so she gave $500,000 to the school.
Yeah,
but I mean, and all I did was guarantee.
She didn't give it to the
right?
school.
Admission.
She gave it to the broker.
Yeah.
But I mean, that just guaranteed admission, right?
Right.
That's
It
not.
did.
She didn't buy the degree.
Right.
She just got the.
This is true. This just gets them in.
I mean, they still got to do the work to get the grades to get the degree. It just gets them through the door.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
But I think if you think of schools like
if you
Yale,
don't have
I
half a
think
million-
Yale was one of the schools.
I think Cambridge,
But
Yale.
If
and-
you think of like some of those high end, like big time Ivy League schools
Right.
that
But if you
carry a
don't-
lot of name weight.
Yeah, but if you
Yes.
don't have money, how are you going to get one of those schools anyway?
Dude, you could seriously, if you did underwater basket weaving at Yale, all you had to do is say, I
went to
studied at Yale.
I studied at Yale, and that's
And
it.
people
You're
are
in the
like,
door.
whoa.
Yeah.
Dude,
but
your
you
parents
can't-
are loaded, right?
Exactly.
So,
If your parents aren't rich, you can't get into those schools anyway. So it's not like somebody came over to like Western Kentucky University and bought out the last 20 slots from poor kids. Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like that's
true.
go
That's somewhere,
Hilltoppers.
that's somewhere. But I'm just saying, like that's somewhere where somebody with no money is going to go anyway. Like somebody
is true.
that's broke and from a poor family and from a less advantaged situation, they're not going to be going to Yale or Harvard or USC. I mean, they're just not. They can't afford the housing. They can't afford the transportation. So I mean, like maybe it's just again my cynical nature, but I just don't see that it's a big story. I mean, so what? She gave a boatload of money.
I'm
and
not
got 'em
even
in.
like optimistic like I used to be. I call it more like realistic optimism because there have been things that have jaded me like that, or like, Edward Snowden saying information is being stolen. Yeah. I'm jaded enough now to where I'm like, that's no big shocker.
Yeah.
Like even something
It
like
really,
that,
really
I wasn't
takes a lot
disappointed
to
about.
shock me anymore.
I was
as well.
disappointed at people's surprise. I'm like,
Yeah.
really? You guys are shocked about this? Like there's advances in technology and you think that the government's not doing it?
Right,
Whenever they were
exactly.
doing it, whenever we were still doing telegrams? People. A bunch of bastards.
Back in the day,
Living in the dark, every one of you.
what's the joke on the internet? The webcomic.
If Bob was here, I'm sure he would probably
He
know.
would be like, oh yeah, that's
right
this, blah, blah,
offhand.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Just talking about the government and all the spying and stuff. It's like in the 1950s, it's like a guy and he's like, "Don't say bomb. The government will tap your wire phone."
Yeah, wiretap your phone.
I better not say that, or the government's gonna wiretap my phone. And people today are like, "Hey, wiretap, what's a recipe for pancakes?"
Right.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
just there.
Yep. Dude, that's so true, though. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, yes, of course they're going to surveil. But I don't know. You had suggested. I mean, I'm not trying to downplay it. I didn't understand the outrage about it.
Yeah.
I guess
I was kind of the same way, but I didn't know about the broker
Honestly,
part. But that broker does make me be like, oh, what a douche, dude. I mean, it's literally, there's always somebody out there who is being predatory, who sees a loophole in a system and is just taking advantage of that loophole.
Right.
And it's not even that it's not even if they're the first to do it. It's just that they're doing it.
Yeah.
It's just a real dick move.
I mean, I guess I'm just upset that
We
I
already
didn't
knew the
think of
colleges
it.
were dicks.
Right? Hey, I went to Somerset Community College. I don't know if like these colleges are dicks or not, so I don't know how subjective it is.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. But like I said, I guess my outrage would just be that I didn't think of it.
I'm not making
Like,
money off
yeah,
of this,
I'm
too.
not-
So, yeah.
Didn't have money to pay somebody, let alone go to school. They don't give out loans for that.
Yeah, can you imagine being in debt $250,000 what is it, Freddie Mac or Fannie Mae just
Just to
for
get
the
in.
money to pay off the broker or the broker to pay off the school
Right.
before you even get to the school and pay for the.
Can I use my student loan for a bribe?
Yeah, they're just see, now the colleges know that they could have been making that money.
So now
they're
they
just
will
going to
be.
cut the brokers out, and it's going to be part of your tuition now.
Now
Yeah.
they will be. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you know it's so cheap to go these days.
Exactly. You know, all it is you just have to include a check for $20,000 with your
With your application.
application. Thank you.
And
That's
you're
the
there.
word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, go ahead and add another 50 to 75,000, and we'll just send you the diploma. You know, just hang it on your wall.
Oh no,
You're good
no,
to
that's
go.
going to cost at least like $250,000.
Hey, now I've got.
Hey, if y'all want to pay me like $100, and if somebody wants to like guest on a podcast episode, just so that you can say that you have been, what's it called? That you're now on iTunes. That's all right. I'm a total whore. You can come on to my podcast.
That's right.
I do.
Okay.
I tell people all the time I'm published on iTunes. I'm like, I don't care. It sounds so much more awesome than what it is.
Hey, we
Okay,
we
well, now
keep,
that- okay,
we
wait,
keep
wait.
talking about Spotify, right?
Hold on. Hold on. Now that he's done it, I'm going to cut that part out.
Why?
So if anybody out there,
Oh, you just got edited. Oh,
so if there's anybody out there,
Won't be the
Lord,
first
dude.
time.
Dude, that's hilarious. That'd be awesome.
yeah, we can get people on Spotify.
It's true. Yep.
So for $99.95, I'll get you on Spotify.
It's a deal.
Yeah, but how many people would rather be on iTunes compared to Spotify? As much as I love Spotify, sorry, Spotify, you're a great platform. But seriously, if you say you can be on iTunes, just pick a random person. You can be on iTunes or you could be on Spotify. Which one do you want to be on?
They're gonna go iTunes.
Well, most people wouldn't even know what
Most-
Spotify is. so
True.
Exactly.
That's why that's why it's a nickel
That's
cheaper.
why Verizon is paying the big bucks for me to get this business degree. Good times. Yeah. So Foursquare.
I don't know, dude. I don't know where to go from here.
That's it, man.
That's
I think
it?
We're good. Yeah.
All right,
We've
so
exhausted the topics, I think. So
okay, so then let's do like this whole. Like,
At least we
where the
haven't
people can
exhausted
find us.
ham.
No, I am good. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So awesome. If you want to find us, you can check us out, facebook.com/groups/2mindspodcast.
And please,
changed a little
Facebook,
bit.
don't hold it against them that we were having Facebook talk.
No. Please don't.
Don't
they're
shut
never
them
gonna
down.
hear it. It's whatever. Yeah. Or
Tweet at us.
send us a Twitter on the tweet on the Twitter.
On the tweet machine.
Twitter
Twitter machine.
Yeah. At Two Minds Podcast. That's us.
Yep. Send us an email through Gmail, twomindspodcast.gmail.com.
You can find this or any of our past episodes on our hosting site, Podbean. That's twominds.podbean.com.
Or Spotify, Two Minds Podcast in quotations, please, if you want to find us. Or look up either one of our names.
Yep.
Jeremy Ham, Jason Claywell.
Yep.
Or Jeremy Claywell and Jeremy Ham.
Or Jason Claywell and Jason Ham. Either way.
I think it'll
We
pop
have
up.
on the podcast, we've gone from Jason and Jason to now Jeremy and Jeremy. So
Oh, yeah?
because of that episode last year where Bob said Jason and Jason, we on purpose referred to you guys as Jason and Jason, and now we've changed it to Jeremy and Jeremy.
That is awesome. Yes, I made it big time.
Yeah. You have supplanted me.
Oh, goodness.